Same shit that everybody else been saying since I moved to 147. I ain't fought nobody. Every last one of them stump a mud hole in their ass and he gonna be next. Watch. So when I beat you, is you gonna be a nobody? When I stump a mud hole in your ass, is you gonna be a nobody? You gonna be just like everybody else. Watch. Why?
The showdown between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford is right around the corner, and the tension is only rising. At the latest press conference, the two superstars once again exchanged heated words, keeping the rivalry alive. It all stems from their previous encounter, where things escalated physically after a shove during the face-off.
I didn't. He did before. He tried to welcome me back, and it just was my reaction. That's it. I think he don't did them because he really wanted to do. I think Turki Al-Ashi told him, you need to do something. And he did. He did.
After the press conference, Crawford made it clear that he isn't taking Canelo's behavior seriously. In fact, he said he finds Canelo's madness entertaining and enjoys the drama that comes with it.
After that, as you can see, you know, I love things like that. You know, it excites me. I'm more motivated than ever now.
Crawford also addressed the moment when Canelo shoved him during their earlier face-off. He explained that it didn't shake him at all, nor has it changed his mindset going into the fight.
You know what I mean? Like, that little push didn't do nothing, as you can see. But come fight time, we're not going to be pushing, we're going to be punching. So it doesn't even matter.
This wasn't the only tense moment. The recent face-off featured an intense stare-down, so hostile that Dana White, who is now stepping into the boxing promotion world after years with the UFC, had to personally step in to prevent the situation from boiling over. But this fight is more than just a grudge match. It's a once-in-a-lifetime event. Both men have conquered multiple weight divisions, collected championship belts, and silenced critics time and again. Canelo reflected on his past fight with Billy Joe Saunders, recalling how Saunders' trash talk before the bout fueled his aggression in the ring. He suggested that Crawford's behavior could spark the same fire in him, hinting that he plans to bring that same ruthless energy into their upcoming clash.
But Crawford, you know, a lot of MMA fans, UFC fans, may not have ever seen you fight before. And they might tune in because Dana and the UFC are involved. So what has it been like maybe introducing yourself to a lot of MMA fans?
Canelo Alvarez revealed that he lost respect for Terence Crawford after some of Crawford's recent remarks. In particular, he pointed to Crawford's statement that he doesn't believe in living up to others' expectations. According to Canelo, it sounded like Crawford had personal issues to prove or a chip on his shoulder, and it all came out during the press conference.
Personal, because, you know, I did respect him. I don't respect him anymore because he say, I'm not gonna do what they want me to do and this and that. And then he tried to, maybe Turki Al-Ashi told him, hey, you need to do something because you seem so nervous in Riyadh. So and he tried to like welcome me back, and that's why I pushed him. And you know, like I say, don't fuck with me.
Does it bring a different Canelo then?
Yeah.
Canelo also made another bold claim in front of the media, suggesting that perhaps Crawford had been instructed, like a turkey order, to try and walk him down during the heated face-off. That chaotic moment nearly spiraled out of control. Canelo then warned Crawford in front of everyone, declaring that crossing the line with him could potentially end Crawford's career.
I respect his word because he say, oh, I'm not gonna let somebody to tell me what I need to do. And he did. So, but you know me. I respect everybody, but if you me, so it's gonna be different. You know.
Listen.
Hey, we know, buddy. We know.
First
and
foremost.
In another fiery exchange, Crawford addressed rumors coming from Canelo's camp that painted him as being fearful. Crawford confronted Canelo directly, insisting that he was not afraid and that he was the one dictating the tone of the build-up. Canelo, however, denied ever spreading such claims himself, instead pointing out that those comments came from Crawford's own uncle.
Somebody was in a room saying that I was scared of them. So I stepped to him and showed him who was the boss of this fight. I ain't scared of shit.
Hey, I never say that. Your uncle say that, not me.
Crawford, unwavering in his confidence, emphasized that he fears no man and promised Canelo would find that out once they step into the ring. He reminded everyone that even in their previous press appearance, he didn't hesitate to walk up to Canelo, despite the Mexican star being the naturally bigger fighter.
And you're gonna find that out. As you seen, the last press conference,
We'll see.
when I walked you down, when you supposed to be the bigger man.
Yeah, hey, you say that because you're fighting with nobody, and you obviously look like you're a great fighter. But you find out September 13th, this is gonna be different for you.
And it's gonna be different from you as well.
On one side stands Canelo Alvarez, the pride of Mexico and the reigning undisputed super middleweight champion. With a record of 63 wins, 2 losses, and 39 knockouts, he has faced and defeated some of boxing's elite, including Gennady Golovkin, Miguel Cotto, Sergey Kovalev, and Caleb Plant. Despite the overwhelming buzz around this matchup, promoter Eddie Hearn admitted that he was initially hesitant about the Crawford fight. But now, with the anticipation reaching new heights, Hearn acknowledges that this could become one of the biggest nights of Canelo's career.
You see the presser yesterday, and I thought Canelo looked really well. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, he's a big lump, so I was always Canelo. Then I sort of leant towards Bud, but now I'm back with Canelo.
Canelo's an all-time great. He's an incredible fighter, and look, I actually think this is a bad fight for him because
Eddie Hearn admitted that he leans slightly toward Canelo Alvarez, but painted the upcoming fight as anything but easy for either man. He explained that Crawford's unique style, marked by sharp timing, slick movement, and constant in-ring adjustments, could turn the bout into a chess match where Canelo might have to play catch-up.
he'll engage a lot more than Skull, but he will be looking to do all the things where people have had success, which is use movement. Look at what Bivol did. Bivol had the perfect game plan. He boxed off the back foot, then he attacked, then he moved, then he, all that kind of stuff. And then Crawford will be looking to do exactly.
Hearn further noted that for Crawford, this fight is far more than just another belt or a big payday. It represents his ultimate mission. Crawford views it as the chance to shed the label of being merely a technical genius and instead carve out a place among boxing's immortals. According to Hearn, Crawford is not chasing clout, he is chasing legacy.
He's a fight that's probably quite personal to him to prove himself as a great. And there is no doubt that if he wins this fight, he is a great. I mean, he's a pound-for-pound tremendous fighter, but
Still, Hearn had to acknowledge the elephant in the room, the size gap. Crawford, a natural welterweight at 147 pounds, is stepping up to challenge Canelo, who has reigned as champion at 168 for years. While the disparity in size is obvious, Crawford has been relentlessly calling for this fight. What makes it compelling is that Canelo never dismissed the idea. He kept the door open, making it clear that if the business side aligned, he would take the challenge seriously.
47, obviously 154 now. But the money's the money, and he was never going to turn it down.
Canelo's journey speaks for itself. From a teenage prospect to one of the sport's biggest global pay-per-view stars, he has conquered 4 different weight classes, defeating champions along the way. Known for his thudding counterpunches, granite chin, and devastating body shots, Canelo has built an empire both inside and outside the ring. At the press conference, he appeared more composed and relaxed than Crawford, speaking about his collaboration with Dana White and others involved in putting this blockbuster together. Canelo dismissed the idea of UFC and boxing being rivals, instead praising the partnership. "You make it seem like we're competing, but I know we're not. I've always respected Dana White and the UFC fighters. I think together we can do great things. I'm glad to work with Dana White and everyone involved, including Netflix, to make this event happen." Meanwhile, former champion Antonio Tarver highlighted Crawford's mentality, describing it as the kind of rare energy that separates great fighters from the rest. Tarver compared him to legendary athletes whose fearless presence drowns out doubt and makes every opponent look beatable.
I've been telling y'all for the longest, that boy got that energy. And you know what energy I'm talking about? What is that? Tarver energy.
Yes, sir.
Tarver. He got that. And so you know, when you get that, we don't see nobody, bro.
Tarver also offered a more critical take on Canelo. While acknowledging his toughness, he argued that Canelo hasn't faced a truly dangerous challenge in some time. According to Tarver, Canelo's ring movement doesn't look as sharp as it once did. He warned that comfort can be a fighter's biggest enemy. It has the power to make even the best lose their edge.
He in there with a dog, Canelo. Now, the Canelo footwork ain't been what it's supposed to be lately, and he hasn't a real threat in a long time. Right. Now, sometimes we can get so comfortable in that zone, but now you got to go down deep to get ready for Crawford.
Crawford, on the other hand, has proven to be one of the most versatile technicians in boxing. With a record of 40-0, 31 KOs, he is a switch hitter whose puzzle no opponent has yet solved. Since moving up to 140 pounds, he has remained untouchable, dominating the 147-pound division and dismantling Errol Spence Jr. in a performance that shocked the boxing world. Most recently, he added a world title at 154 pounds. Now, in a daring move, he climbs yet another division to face the most formidable champion at 168 that boxer Frank Martin weighed in, comparing William Skull's cautious approach to Canelo with the style he expects from Crawford. Martin explained that Skull fought far too defensively, but he doesn't see Crawford making that mistake. Instead, Crawford is likely to bring the fight to Canelo.
I don't think Terence gonna run from Canelo as much as that guy did. I feel like he gonna box for sure, but he gonna sit down on some shots. He gonna fight in spurts against Canelo.
In Frank Martin's view, Crawford may be at a disadvantage in terms of size, but his speed and reflexes give him the tools to compete with Canelo. Martin explained that sometimes being smaller can actually work to a fighter's benefit, because the lighter man is often the faster one.
Sometimes, man, like, just because a guy bigger, it don't always mean, like, he can crack, but, it's like Terence he gonna be the faster, he gonna be the quicker fighter, the more explosive fighter, too, I feel like.
Martin broke down the dynamics further, pointing out that smaller fighters usually face physical disadvantages against bigger opponents, but quickness and agility can often tip the balance. He argued that speed, especially when combined with sharp timing, can overwhelm heavier fighters who rely more on power and size.
And don't mean nothing. A lot of times them guys be slower,
Yeah.
When a smaller guy come up to a higher weight, you just can't get hit by the, you just can't get hit by the bigger guy, especially if he a puncher. But a lot of times the smaller guy have an advantage, I feel like.
For Crawford, victory over Canelo would be nothing short of history. If he defeats the naturally bigger Alvarez, who has showcased his brilliance across multiple styles, Crawford would become the first male fighter of the four-belt era to claim undisputed championships in 3 different weight divisions. Not Floyd Mayweather, not Manny Pacquiao, not even Roy Jones Jr. has achieved that. It would be history written in bold capital letters. Among those weighing in is Floyd Mayweather Jr., the man who handed Canelo one of his most humbling defeats back in 2013. That night, the young Canelo wasn't just beaten, he was schooled in masterful fashion.
Like Canelo, this guy can do, he can pick and choose who he want to fight. And I'm gonna tell y'all the truth about Canelo. Easy, man. Cakewalk. Easy. Y'all sitting up here, y'all praising this dude. This dude was nothing. I was almost 40 years old when I cooked this dude. Easy. Y'all always disrespecting.
While size may play a role in this fight, both teams remain confident that the matchup is balanced. Crawford's trainer, Brian "Bomac" McIntyre, reflected that confidence with calm certainty. He wasn't interested in bravado or trash talk. His assurance came from years of preparation and trust in his fighter. Bomac stated, "We're just going to get out there and win. Do whatever we need to do to win. I'm not giving away the game plan, but I know we're going to win." He reminded everyone that Crawford actually holds the higher knockout percentage, 73% compared to Canelo's 63.9%. Remarkable stat considering Crawford has spent most of his career in lighter weight classes. Still, rivalries bring criticism. Oscar de la Hoya has taken shots not just at the fight, but even at the dinner meeting Canelo and Crawford attended with Turkey Alshik, arguing that such friendliness damages boxing's edge.
Promotion of Canelo Crawford has given me lots of good ammunition. Ooh, first, let's take it back to last week when this photo was taken of Canelo and Crawford having dinner together. Like they're best friends. I love you, man. They're buddies. Like they were.
De La Hoya expressed frustration, saying the fight promotion feels too polished, too friendly. He argued that fans don't pay to see camaraderie. They want raw tension, real rivalries, and fire. He compared today's atmosphere with past legends, insisting that rivalries like Ali, Frazier, or Tyson, Green would never have carried the same electricity if those fighters had been seen dining together before their bouts.
Muhammad Ali or like Joe Frazier having dinner together? What? Can you imagine Mike Tyson and Mitch Green before a brawl? What the f? No boxing fan wants to see two fighters having dinner together.
We could have a dinner on Wednesday.
Doubling down, De La Hoya said the real draw in boxing is the build-up, the emotional intensity that makes every round feel like life and death. When the narrative looks staged or overproduced, he argued the spark is lost.
Fight for both men. Canelo always looks for the knockout, as he says. He will be planting his feet. And as I said to Terence, are you prepared to be hit harder than you've ever been hit before? Obviously, he doesn't want to be hit, but Canelo will hit him harder than anyone he's probably been.
The fire, the drama, and the anticipation have already made this clear. This isn't just another boxing match. It's a clash of legacies, pride, and raw emotion. With every press conference, every quote, and every stare down, the intensity only grows. When Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford finally step into the ring, the world will stop to watch history unfold. Will Crawford shock the world and cement his name in boxing's history books? Or will Canelo once again silence all doubt and prove why he remains the face of boxing? If you felt the heat in this breakdown, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe for more fight talk, and drop your prediction in comments. Is Crawford truly getting under Canelo's skin? Or will the Mexican superstar once again rise above the storm?